Yaystar is all about transforming how businesses connect and communicate. We unite conversations and collaboration into one seamless flow. We bring people together across the office and around the globe. We are a team of innovators, problem solvers, and solution seekers united by one goal: removing barriers to a truly connected digital future. Our passion lies in creating values with the right technology for partners, customers, and every business. Have the best way to connect, whether it's calling, meeting, or messaging. Increase efficiency, empower your teams, and delight customers. Give everyone a unified, consistent, and engaging experience. From cloud migration to digital transformation, from small startups to multinational enterprises, organizations around the world rely on Yaystar to make things easier, faster, and smarter. At Yaystar, we believe in meeting customer demands and building strong partnerships. From R&D to production, we strive for excellence. From training to support, we guide you in every direction. From onboarding to results, we make digital value easily accessible at every step. With a strong ecosystem and a global network of channel partners, we work together to craft flexible solutions adaptable to any specific needs. Empowering stronger business connections, transforming the right technology into solutions, continuing to build for the future. Yaystar, digital value delivered.
Hello everyone, welcome to Yaystar Day 2023 Virtual. We are really delighted to have you all join us today for our second annual virtual gathering. Last year's event was a huge success. This year, we also have prepared a rich agenda for you, featuring the latest updates, product visions, customer stories, partner showcases, and more. Don't forget to turn on the subtitle in your preferred language. Over the past few months, we have been on a road trip, visiting more than 20 cities around the world. We want to give a big shout out to our amazing distributors for pulling off these fantastic roadshows. And a warm thank you to all of you who joined us in person. Today, we will explore what is going to shape Yaystar's future. But first, let's have a quick look at what we have achieved this year. We have rolled out about 70 new features and optimizations for P-Series phone system, including a new Linkas desktop client, Microsoft Teams and Outlook integration, PMS integration, 2FA, and more. Earlier this month, we announced SMS and WhatsApp integration for omni-channel messaging, which marks the beginning of our new journey into contact center solutions. WhatsApp has over 2 billion monthly active users worldwide. It is quickly becoming a preferred channel for customer interactions. In fact, 54% of customers use message to get customer service, while 42% of contact centers are building an omni-channel experience. We see customer experience management as an exciting opportunity to expand our offerings. For you, it could be competitive edge to upsell your existing customers and reach a new customer base. Finishing talking about the features, let's look at some numbers. As of this September, our revenue from P-Series Software Edition and Cloud Edition increased by more than 150% year over year. Moreover, the recurring revenue from the subscription services of P-Series Appliance Edition also doubled. The UCaaS landscape is really taking off. 75% of businesses are expected to embrace UCaaS in 2030. The market is booming, and we are acting quickly to enable service providers. Partners are core to our strategy. We are dedicated to making your life easier. Remember the new Yaystar Partner Portal? We revamped and simplified everything from purchasing and order management to project registration and transaction checking. In our future plans, you are going to see more features designed with MSPs and resellers in mind. We will talk about this later. By the way, today's lucky draw is all about starting your hosted voice business. Stay tuned. This year also saw our breakthroughs in the middle and large-sized markets. One notable achievement is a record of 30,000 extensions with one customer. In 2023, we have undertaken over 50 enterprise-level projects, each with more than 1,000 extensions. We understand that demands and regulations can differ widely from one region to another, and even within market segments. That's why we are focusing on enhancing reliability, security, and customization options. You are going to see more details in the upcoming sections. 2023 is the third year of our YES Award. It has become a tradition. This time, we have collected over 200 cases from across countries and industries. We are very excited to reveal the final winners today, interview our valued partners, and discuss the details of these success stories. These are basically what we are going to talk about today. Once again, thank you for being a part of this special day, and I hope you have an incredible experience. So, let's kick off this year's YES.Day Virtual. Enjoy the event!
Well, thank you, Prince, for the nice speech, and thank you guys for getting back to our live event. This is Ramon.
And I'm Horace. We're both from YESTAR training team. So glad to be here with you guys in this YESTAR.Day 2023 virtual session.
Yeah, this is the time of year. This is YESTAR.Day 2023. So today we will share our success obtained by last year to you guys.
Yeah, we will tell you the latest features that we've got in our P3's phone system. And of course, since this is an annual event, we would also like to take this opportunity to share with you what's the future plan of YESTAR.
Yeah, we will talk about our roadmap, and of course, we will celebrate the success obtained by our global partners. So today we will reveal the winner of YES Award 2023.
Yes, and not just that. All right, after that, we also have a little surprise for you guys. That is, we have prepared a lucky draw session. We will pick up 2 winners for today, and you will be able to get started with your hosted PBX.
Yeah, so we will have 2 winners, and starting from now, you have 10 minutes to register for the final lucky draw.
Yeah, so the link is already in the chat panel.
In the chat.
Don't hesitate to click that and register, catch up the final chance to enter the lucky draw session. All right, before we officially jump into the feature updates, we want to remind you that today in this live streaming, you will be able to choose your own subtitle.
Yeah, so we offer multiple languages. You can choose the language you prefer. And by the way, if you have any questions, just talk to us in the chat. Our colleagues are there. They can help you with all your questions and consult.
Yeah, I believe our participants already cannot wait for today. So let's just jump in. Well, the first thing first, we will start with sharing the latest features we prepared for you. And the first one for today is going to be omnichannel messaging.
Well, actually, this is a feature that is already available in the final version, in the latest version.
Yeah. But of course, let's talk about why do we need it, right? Why do YESTAR provide the omnichannel messaging functionality?
Well, you guys know that companies need their own contact center to get in touch with the customers, to offer services, right? Originally, the most traditional way is to use call center, right? But these days there are more and more different channels, digital channels to be precisely, especially like social medias, all kinds of chatting tools. So people are spending more and more time on those channels. So naturally, for business all around the world to once again get in touch with the customers or to offer services, they would prefer the digital channels, right? So it requires a certain level of upgrade on the current solution.
Sure. So speak of which, at the first step, we are actually providing 2 very popular omnichannel, which is WhatsApp and the SMS integration.
Yeah.
Well, for the SMS, I guess there are actually a lot of users worldwide, people that are still using their mobile to send out the text. And there is no much need to say about WhatsApp. We basically got about 2 billion active users per month for WhatsApp. So these two are actually very popular ones in the world.
Well, once again, as we mentioned, it's because of the growing requirement in the market. That's why we have it. But supporting the platform or supporting the channels are not enough because it's a contact center. So collaborations are also required to make things easier for the agents, right? So, well, we will show you what exactly does our omni-channel solution looks like.
Sure. So let's just jump into the live demo, and I will show you how it looks like, how it works. Right. Now, actually, you can see right from my screen, this is a live demo session. All right, then I will be able to show this interface. This is my personal interface. You can see that I already got some existing chat history, right? This is like my customer. Now imagine I'm working as an employee in this company. I log into my P3's client.
Agent.
Then I will have to deal with all the phone call, and this is my digital channel. So now let me show you a live demo. So Ramon, can you please send me a message?
So this is the interface. We have all the platforms integrated to this interface. That means from here, you can receive all the messages and realize all the interactions, right?
Sure.
So what I am about to do is to use my phone, and this, I believe you can see, is my WhatsApp. And I will send a message to Horace agents.
So this channel is already linked to my personal extension account. So once Ramon sends out the message, I will be able to receive it right from here. So let me just
message sent.
A second. Well, you can see there is a new message pop up already. Let me just click into that. All right, you can see this message, and now I'm as an agent, so I have to do something. Maybe I need to reply. Right, I can send out the text, or more than that, I can also send out a multimedia file. For example, if I want to reply to you with a picture, with a video, and even with a document, they are all supported.
They're all supported. As long as it's supported by WhatsApp, it's supported by us.
And not just that. Right, more than that, what we can do else is that here you guys can notice a few buttons.
Features button.
The first one will be call. So by one click, I can just simply send out a phone call to you if I want to have a conversation.
Like for example, will Horace think, okay, this is a big conversation. I need to talk to the guy, right? So we can click here to directly make a phone call to my phone.
So this is the first thing we can do. And second thing, well, this is actually always a new contact. What I will do is that I can just add it to a contact to our PBX system. So it will be a contact in our phone system.
Exactly.
And the third one will be a transfer button. Well, this is actually really helpful.
Well, we mentioned collaboration, right? Other than talking with all the digital channels that we support, it's important to collaborate with other agents. So this is one of the ways that you can do it. So say, Horace is an agent, right? He deals with all the coming messages, but now Horace needs to transfer this session to an engineer so he can really help with my problem, right? So here, what Horace can do is to find the engineer.
And then simply click transfer to send this chat to these people.
So once the session has been transferred, it means two things. First of all, all the chat histories has been transferred. So, the engineer will know
what's going on. What's your chat history?
And second of all, this session will be labeled as the engineer's session. So the responsibility has been transferred.
So this is like what we can do for better collaboration within your whole teams, right? So this is the transfer functionality. And more than that, we also have the function like to close. For example, if we think, well, this deal is closed. I can just end this conversation, right? And the last but not least, you can also archive this conversation. That means if you want to label this conversation, for example, if the very important ones, I want to label it, I can just archive it, and then I can use the filter here to choose the archived one, so I can reply in a more efficient way.
Of course. So these are basically all the features we support it for now, right? SMS and WhatsApp are the two platforms that we support by now. But of course, our goal is to make a complete solution.
Yes.
So more channels will be supported and more functions will be realized. But we will be talking about this in our roadmap.
Yeah, let's save something for the roadmap session.
Yeah.
Right. So now I guess this is actually the part for the user interface. But I guess it's also necessary to show you guys how to configure that.
Yeah.
Right? If you do have some channels for the SMS or the WhatsApp, how you can integrate it with our P3's phone system.
Yeah. So let's get to the
management portal.
Yeah.
Simply switch to the management portal. You can see there is a menu called messaging.
Yeah.
Once I click that, now I can just simply click add. Here I already got some existing one.
Yeah.
You
all
can view
the trunks.
Yeah.
All the
channels. All the channels are listed here. So you will be able to have unlimited channels.
Yeah.
And first of all, you can check the status.
Yeah.
Are they well connected or not? And if not, maybe you need to do something. Otherwise, you will not be able to receive or send out message from that. And another highlight here is that each of the channel will calculate how many messages you've received or sent out. So it will provide you maybe with a comparison. You will have a clear understanding about what's going on.
Yeah, basic statistics.
Now we can simply click add. Let's just get started with the SMS. So first of all, we have 4 carriers supported right now. If you want to use the SMS, this one, you just need to make sure that your local carrier, they will be able to provide you with the SMS trunk DID number. And then, if it's not in this list yet, you can just send it to us for testing. And once it's supported, we will just add it to our portfolio.
Yeah, please. And of course, let's go on with the live demo.
Sure. Let me just put in some random information because I want to show you
the DID number.
Yeah, just this one actually are all provided by the carrier. So if you have that, you can simply type in here, and then we go to the message settings.
Yeah.
You will be able to see that we got the message sending rate configuration.
Yeah.
And then you can close this session automatically. That means maybe you can set up a, let's say, rule.
Yeah.
Well, if this conversation reaches a time limit, like nobody reply or send any further message, it will be automatically closed.
Yeah.
And last but not least, you have to set up your rule.
Yeah.
So first of all, this is a trunk SMS. We have to set up the DID number. Here we just type in, let me just do something here. All right, this is just a demo, so I want to show you how it works. Then you can just choose a destination. That means if a message, a SMS comes in through this number, you will be assigned to this specific agent.
Yeah, exactly. So this way, all the messages will be taken according to all the rules that we set.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first version, so we only support assign to specific extension.
Yes.
But in the next version, we will be able to, send it to a group.
Yeah, a queue.
Once again.
Yeah, a group of people.
Let's leave it for later.
Yeah, for the roadmap session.
Yeah.
All right, so this is like to receive, right? But sometimes in some certain scenarios, we also need to use the SMS to send out the message to the customers. For example, we want to send them an appointment confirmation or something, some necessary information. So we can set up the people with permission to use this number to send out the message. For example, I can just choose all of them.
Yeah.
After that, click save and click save here again, it will be automatically saved and you can find out the status here in this list. This is for the SMS.
Yeah.
So the next one will be WhatsApp. Let's also take a look. Well, for WhatsApp, it's the same. You just fill in all the information, right, from the WhatsApp session.
The account information over WhatsApp.
Yeah, then you go to the message settings. You will be able to type in all the, let's say, the numbers. It's also a DID number here. And then you will also be able to put in your phone number ID. And of course, the next thing you need to do is choose the destination. That means if a message goes through this number, which destination, which agent will it be assigned to?
Yeah, same thing. We will upgrade it in the next announcement, next version.
For the queue, for the group of members.
Yeah.
But another thing you may notice is that in the SMS configuration, we will be able to set up a rule for sending our message. But for WhatsApp, it's because of the limitation of the WhatsApp platform. You will only be able to receive a message and start a conversation, but you cannot just send out a message.
Okay, we need to explain a little bit here because first of all, you can only integrate WhatsApp business platform to our PBX. This is the only version that is allowed for this kind of integration by Meta. So, and second of all, for WhatsApp business platform, they only allow receiving the message. Okay, they do not allow this kind of account to send out or initiate a session. Well, they really want to avoid spam messages through WhatsApp. It seems like, but well, this is the platform limitation. So there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah.
All right. I guess this is like the left demo part we would like to share with you guys, and now we can make a brief wrap up about this whole functionality. Well, this is just the first step. Again,
first step.
Yeah, just the first
Very
step.
Important.
So the biggest advantage of the omnichannel, of course, like Ramon already mentioned it multiple times, we get to generate all the messages in the same interface, and we can deal with it. So it provides us a tool to work more efficiently to answer all the phone calls and also the digital channel messages.
Yeah, it's digital channel contact center. So it's digital channel for all the customers and for all the agents. We're going to get there step by step. And this, what you see, is the very first step.
Yes, of course. So this is actually basically the first one, first feature, first big update we would like to share with you. Now I guess we can talk about the second one. Also a big one.
This is a big one. And this is a feature that can bring you a lot of opportunities, can add a lot of more potential to your business.
So the second one we will be sharing with you is going to be the Linkas SDK.
Linkas SDK. So what is SDK?
Sure. SDK actually stands for Software Development Kit. So as the name shows, it's a kit. And it mostly covers all the API interfaces that you need for a software development. And also it provides a necessary tool like the manual guidance, how you can develop all those functionality that you need. So the major, the most common use cases is that you will be able to use our Linkas SDK to build up your own in-app voice calling solution.
So I will explain with a real case. We actually have just finished a project with SDK. So this company, well, they have an old phone system, right? Let's not get into that. But the key here is they have their own, their own first-party communication application, right? For internal communication, and well, naturally, it doesn't comes with smartphone feature, right? So all they can do is to send messages to each other, and that's all. But well, they want this application to be integrated to their phone system so they can use it to make business calls through their company number, right? And if somebody make a call to their extensions, to the departments, they can use this application as well to receive the calls. But originally, it's not possible. Or they have to spend a lot of resources
to develop a brand new feature.
Or make big changes in the existing app. Well, it's not something they want to do.
Sure.
So they come to us, and what we offer is, okay, they can keep their application, and all they need to do is to take advantage of the SDK to integrate their application to the Linkas service. So all they integrate is just our service. So every time they want to make a phone call, well, this call will be realized by this kind of interconnection, right? So they use the access of our Linkas service and make the phone call. So this way, they don't need to make big changes in their application. They don't need to actually install the Linkas, right? But they just use the service. This way, they have their own softphone embedded in their application. So this is a quite good example Ramon just gave. And what's even better? Well, this is obviously an example with the mobile application. But as you guys know that our Linkas, actually we have UC clients. We have the web client, desktop client, and the mobile client. So the good news here today is that for our Linkas SDK, we provide all of them. All of them. So each different endpoint of our Linkas UC clients, we provide the Linkas SDK for that. So we got the web SDK, we got a desktop SDK for both the Windows and Mac OS, and also the mobile SDK for both the Android and iOS. All right. So all of them are supported. And as the first step, well, we provide you actually as the follow-in functionalities. This is the first step. So most of them will be correlated functionality. And I guess that's also the most important part for the phone system. But of course, if you need it, we will consider adding more features, more interfaces in the future.
So we can see that from the Linkas SDK, well, we also can make a small wrap up here. The biggest advantage is that, first of all, it can really reduce the development cycle of your own application or functionality, because we provide all the essentials you may need to develop that part. It's the Linkas SDK. And the second thing, we provide you with the programmable codes in the UI. That means if you don't want your designing team to spend too much time designing a brand new UI, well, you can just use our Linkas UI. But if you want to design that, well, feel free to do that. Because we provide you the options and the availability to do so.
Well, it will, as I have mentioned, it will bring you a lot more opportunity, especially when it comes to bigger projects where the company already have their own platforms, right? Well, once again, try it out.
All right, so this is the Linkas SDK. It's also already available, so don't hesitate to play with it or test it out by yourself. So let's just keep going, because we still have a bunch of them waiting for you. So now we can kind of like present you a package of some other features. Let's check out together. Well, in this one, we actually have a lot of supported ones. The first one will be IPv6, and more than that, we've got the Linkas client permission. Also, we got more IPFoam auto provisioning supported. We got the merge code, which is a quite useful functionality. And of course, we also have the hotkeys ready in the Linkas desktop client. So let's take a look maybe one by one.
Well, let's start with IPv6.
Sure. IPv6 is, I guess it's kind of like a trend.
There's really not too many to talk about, because it's IPv6. It's there, it's supported, right?
So for IPv6, at the first step, we will support for our P-Series hardware edition and also the software edition. That means you not get the option, right? This is optional. This is not mandatory. If you are using these two deployment methods of our system, well, you get to choose if you would like to keep using IPv4 or you can use the latest IPv6.
It's totally dependent on yourself.
Yes, sure. So this is the first one. And then the second one we will be talking about is actually going to be the Linkas client permissions. Well, what is Linkas client permission, right? We know that we have Linkas UC clients, but we've received a lot of requirement that people say that, well, I want more flexibility of my Linkas client.
Well, your customers may want better control.
Sure. So I guess it's better to show you with a live demo. You can better understand what I'm talking about. Now, if I switch to this interface, still the management portal, you can see this one, the client permission. Previously, all you can do is just some visibility, including the extension and contact, but which is not enough for most of the customers. So now we have two more options. The first one will be the menu visibility. In this menu visibility, that means you can actually define for each extension which menu they will be able to access in their Linkas client. It includes actually the Linkas UC clients, 3 of them. So take this as an example. Today I'm going to add maybe this specific user. All right, let me just choose any specific user. I will take my account as an example. I will allow this user to view, to use the extension contacts, but that's it. I don't want it to,
maybe presence.
Presence. Presence also can be important. Preferences and presence.
It's okay to have you, let you use presence.
Manage.
It's okay. It's okay.
Cool. So this is like what we can do. After that, we can simply just click save. All right. Once that's done, well, I will only be able to access the specific selected menus here.
So every piece of functions on the Linkas can now be customizable, extension by extension.
Per extension. And this is the first way. And the second one will be the preferences settings. Well, this is also very interesting. For example, I'm the manager, but I don't want my employee to mess up with their, let's say, images or their
avatars, their names.
The names, some personalized configuration. So here, I can also use this rule. For example, I will select still. I'm going to take my account as an example. And then I will choose this allow edit my maybe user information. All right. Or I don't want, this employee to switch their, presence. I can just simply choose that. And you will be able to manage that.
So basically, the operation can be customizable, and of course the configuration can be customizable. Yeah.
And again, this is actually based on the real case per extension. That means if you want to set up by per group, per department, per user, or the whole company, it's all supported.
It's all supported. So this is extension.
Client permission. Configuration. All right. Very flexible, more flexibility in your system. And then still we are in the management portal. So I want to show you the next one, which is going to be the more IP phone auto provisioning support. Let's just go to the auto provisioning here, and we choose the resource repository. I guess you know that. Where to find the supported one models. So here a new one, Cisco.
Yeah. Now we support auto provision with some Cisco phones. Well, naturally, when your customer change their phone system, they want to keep their
some investment.
Their investment.
Right the endpoints.
The endpoints. So we make it possible with Cisco phones. So if the customers originally use a Cisco phone system, they can only change the PBX and keep their phones. Now here we got all the models that we support.
Yeah, so if you need more, just let us know, right? Which model you think, that's like commonly needed in your market. Don't hesitate to let us know, because this is also the first step. We will have more and more, like other, model numbers. Yeah, we will just keep the list growing. And this is the Cisco. Not just that, we also at this stage can also support the Avaya J series IP phone auto provisioning as well. So if you have that, that's good for you. All right.
Okay. So once again, if there are any other models, other brands that you need that we are not currently included, into our auto provision list, please let us know in the chat.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, so this is about the more IP phone models auto provisioning supported. Next one is also a very user-friendly functionality. At least for me, I think it really improved my experience. This is going to be the merge calls.
Merge calls.
Yeah. So let me just explain it to you while having this live demo. First of all, let me switch to the web client because I'm about to make some phone calls, and I'm going to call my colleague maybe. This one, this is my colleague. So I'm gonna call him. All right. So I will send out this phone call. I will wait for him to pick up the phone call. Well, once my colleague pick up the phone call already, maybe we are in the conversation where he picks up. All right. So we can have a conversation here, discuss something. And during this conversation, I realized that I need my help. From another colleague, because we cannot solve it by our tool. So the previous way, we will just simply click this add participant. For example, I just invite people. If he picks up, then we will
have
just
three-way calling.
Yeah, but the thing is that sometimes it's not that convenient. Maybe he's busy, right? Or maybe he doesn't know what's going on.
We want to confirm if he can really participate this.
Sure. So what I'm going to do with the merge call is that like this. During this conversation, I will tell my colleague first. Let me confirm if another colleague is available at this moment. So I will make a new call. All right. Let's say this time I'm going to call this colleague for help. I'm going to call Jamie for help. So I will wait for Jamie to answer the phone call first. You can see Jamie already answered the phone call. So now I can have the conversation.
So Jamie answered the call, and the original call will be on hold.
On hold. Yeah. So at this time, I will explain to Jamie what's going on. Right? What happening right now was the difficulty with Matt, and are you available to join? And if she says yes, this is a new button called Merge Call.
Merge calls.
I can simply click that and click confirm. This one will be a 3-way calls.
Now we will have 3-way calls this way. Well, for now, this feature supports 3 participants.
Yes.
Right? If you want more, we'll have a conference call.
Right? So that's also going to be another option. But this one is like for some certain scenario. But to me, it's really helpful because I don't want to interrupt people. I want to check if you are okay to join at this moment and what's going on. Right? I think it's very important. All right. So these are very useful features in our web client, but don't forget about the desktop client. We also have one update for that.
The newly announced.
For the hotkeys supported in the desktop client. For me personally, for some desktop applications, I use hotkeys a lot. For example, the one I use the most will be screenshot. I use our application to do the screenshot a lot every day. But now this is the linkers. So of course we want to do something related to the calling. And here I can just simply click the setting, right? You will be able to see that now we have the option to enable the hotkeys for some specific features and functionalities like answer the phone call, transfer the phone call, and so on.
Yeah, and we can have hotkeys on Windows computers and MacBook.
Sure.
Yeah.
So this is also supported.
Yeah.
Well, basically, I guess till now we've presented all the features we want to share with you. Above features are the ones that you can already experience, right? You can, you will be able to do that. You will be able to test it out in your telephony system, in your phone system already.
Yeah.
But not just this. There is one more we want to share with you because this is really important. Well, it's not in this firmware version, but it's going to be coming up very soon.
Well, it's not here yet, but it will be actually ready before the next upgrade. So it's somewhere in between. We will have it in November.
Yeah, we'll take this opportunity to introduce to you because many people, they're actually waiting this. Trust me.
Waiting for this.
All right, so now I guess it's time for us to show you this one. It's called Disaster Recovery.
Disaster recovery. Okay, let's explain a little bit. Okay, so for now, actually, we have hot standby.
Yeah, this is our current redundancy solution.
Yes, it requires both the primary server and backup server to be located in the same local network.
Yeah,
right?
So this way, we still realize something of the redundancy, but not enough.
Not enough, because for some customers who require higher level of security and reliability, of course, they will need higher level of redundancy, which will be remote redundancy, right?
So if, let's say, for example, you deploy the hot standby in your headquarters, but some outage happens, right? All of these whole building's devices is down. Well, then you need a remote redundancy to help you with that.
Yeah. So, this is why we have
the disaster recovery.
Okay. So let's talk about
how it works, right? How does our solution look like? Well, we provide actually two options for you. Option A will be 1+1 mode. 1+1
mode. It means we will have the prime PBX local and the backup PBX in remote.
Yeah, so in the, let's say, headquarters, for example, that will be your working server. That's like working all the time. And then in another remote location, you will have a redundancy server to work up as a backup plan for that. So this is the first one.
1+1 mode.
Yeah, so the option B is actually going to be 2+1 mode. This is actually a redundancy enhancement.
Yeah, higher level, even higher level. That means you in your local service, you have your hot standby, right? Your prime server and your backup server in local, and in the remote redundancy, you will have
the redundancy server there.
Yeah, the remote redundancy. So you have 2 layers of protection.
So it's like more secure. And what we'd like to point out here is that there, between all these, no matter it's the working server, a standby server, or the redundancy server, the data synchronization is real-time based.
Is real-time based. So there will not be a big gap between the two PBXs if something happened.
Yeah, but I guess the next part we want to explain further is that how do we realize it, right? Because we know that for the remote or let's say disaster recovery, one thing we have to solve will be the networking deployment.
Well, we need to offer a secure and of course fluent interconnection, right? So this is Yeastar remote networking. Okay, so first of all, in many big projects, the customer have their own VPN network.
Side-to-side VPN.
Yeah, if the customer really have that levels of security requirement, they will have their own VPN.
Yeah.
So our remote redundancy, the
disaster
recovery, support VPN. Yeah. So it can be deployed under the VPN network with no problem at all.
Yeah.
But if your customer don't really have a VPN network, don't worry about it. Okay, Yeastar will offer our interconnection, remote networking based on SD-WAN.
Yeah, called Yeastar SD-WAN. So this is also allows you to realize the remote networking easily. And we know that for the disaster recovery is commonly seen in many industries like the banking, like the financial, or like the governmental or more. As long as you have this kind of requirement, the good news is that now we will be able to provide it with our P3 software edition.
software edition.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if you have seen the requirement for our hardware edition, well, feel free to let us know that.
Check.
Because the technology is very similar, right? We will be able to manage that.
Yeah,
but
technically speaking, there are no technical obstacles.
barriers, for that. But we just want to see if it's really needed.
Yeah,
because
for
for now, most of the projects they use the software edition. From
They are big projects.
And of course, for the cloud edition, you may have the concern.
Well, it's already there. We never promoted it, but it's already there. It means you will always have a backup, remote backup on the server.
On the server level of our cloud edition.
So it's already there. This time it's supported on the software edition.
Sure.
Right. So once again, you don't have to worry about a thing. If your customer got VPN network, good, we support that. If your customer don't have VPN network, we support SD-WAN. We will offer it, we will maintain it. You don't need to do anything with the customer's network.
Yeah, so this is very good. Also, it will be more secure for them.
Yeah.
And this one, like we mentioned, is not ready yet, but it's coming soon.
Will be on November.
Yeah, on November 29th. It will be officially released on this day. But if you already have some potential project, maybe, you can already talk.
You can already talk about it. Yeah.
And if you want further information, contact our team.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I guess till this moment, we've shared all the features, functionalities, updates we want to talk to you. But the next step, well, again, this is an annual event.
Yeah.
We want you to know that you are all our, valued partners and customers and distributors from the worldwide. So we want you to know that what's going to happen with Yeastar and our P-Series phone system. So let's take a look about our future.
Future outlook. Let's talk about our roadmap.
Sure. So the first thing, through the updates previously, I guess you may notice that, Yeastar previously are actually quite professional in the voice channel. Yeah. But we are actually doing something about the digital channel. The reason is because we want to explore the market of the contact center from now on. Yeah.
We have talked about the reason why we do this. You see that contact center. So now let's talk about what other features, what other characters we're going to add to our solution to make it more complete.
Sure, because our, we start from the voice channel. So first of all, let's take a look about some roadmap for our voice channel. You can check out from here. We have a list for that. You can see something like the priority queue and the skill-based queue. Skill-based routing. What is that?
Yeah. So currently, our automatic distribution mechanism for our queues and for our call center solutions. We have a lot of options there, but the thing is they are mostly workload based, right? Yeah. So we're not getting into the details, but they're workload based. But it's not enough, right? So first step, we're gonna have priority queue. So that means we can set different levels of priorities between the queues. So that decides when a call comes in, which queue will get this call first, right? And then we will have skill-based routing. So that means it not only decided by the priority of the queue, but the skill that have by each agent.
Being configured by itself, how to set up the rules or how to, let's say, evaluate the skill for each agent, and we will follow the rule. That means basically we will make our inbound call center work in a smarter and more intelligent way. So this is the first one, but this is like the inbound one, and we also have the plan to explore the outbound one, which means we will also develop something like the auto dialer. So this is our future plan, and of course there will be more. And we also to hear your feedback. What do you think might be, let's say, needed? What do you want? And of course, something else.
Which one do you want first?
We also will do something we didn't really list out here. Something like we will provide more call reports.
Reports,
provide you with
reports,
more information
like
for that. All right, so this is actually for the voice channel. This is enhancement. But digital channel is our first step. You mentioned it. So what's the second step? What's the next step?
Well, first of all, more channels, right? More platforms. Here you will be able to see, all the features, we're going to have message queue. We have mentioned that. Now we only support assign the accounts
to a specific user. And we will support to send the chat to a queue in the fourth quarter. So it's also coming very soon.
And then we're going to have a web chat. Right?
This is a live chat.
A live chat. Well, the thing is, your customer, now the customer may have their own web-based chat, right? They may not use directly like WhatsApp or other platforms or SMS. They have their own web-based chat. But we will be able to support the interface.
Sure. So not just that, we will have more social media platform integrated. For example, we will have the maybe Facebook Messenger.
This is settled.
Yeah, this is confirmed.
We are going to have Facebook Messenger. Okay?
All right. So you promised that.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, but just let us know your feedback. If you think there are something maybe more important than Messenger, just let us know.
Yeah, because if we have Facebook, then maybe
Instagram, some other social media, Twitter, right? We've heard some requirement about it, but
let us know.
Let us know that, and we will support the broadcast messaging. Maybe that allows you to send out the messages to multiple customers at the same time, and of course there will be more.
There will be more. Once again, if you have other things that you want that is not currently in this list, let us know
that. Yeah, so this is like our contact roadmap. We would like to explore further about both the voice and the digital channel. But speak of the contact center, one thing is inevitable will be AI technology.
Yeah, well, this is a very, very hot topic these days.
Every company is talking about AI.
We're going to have our own AI.
Sure. So we will take the advantages of AI to provide you with more functional, more efficient tools and more, let's say, efficient rules for your whole contact center.
So what we're going to have are, first of all, the first step is, extraction. That means text extraction and voice extraction. So that means if you are, in the chat, in a contact center, and AI will help you to get, what exactly does the customer mean. Right.
So we are working on that, and of course there will be more and more.
Well, it works on text and on voice.
On voice.
So
both
it
of
will
them.
be available on calls.
Okay, so this is this step. But above information are more like we focus on our own product. And something, that can be also very important is that the supporting and integration with more third parties.
By the way, we're not finished with the AI yet.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, guys, there are other applications when it comes to AI. So if we know that there are, chatbots, there are, like intelligent IVRs and stuff. Okay, so guys, tell us what you need.
Okay.
And tell us what you want.
Sure.
Okay.
So always it's very important to generate the feedback from you.
Please.
All right, so let's move to the next part, third-party integration. All right. So here, actually, we've also prepared a list for the software or the platform we plan to realize the integration with. The first one will be the Dynamics 365. This is kind of like the CRM from Microsoft. And we will be able to support it. And we will do the Tappy.
Well, this is a interface to integrate with, other platforms, other programs. Well, this is original thing, right?
Well, which countries?
Mostly in Europe.
Oh, in Europe. Okay, so I'm not quite familiar with this one, but since this one, I guess you can already see that we also plan to do some localization. That means, in different countries or areas, you all have your own popular maybe software platform, but that's only in
regulation,
your own
local regulation.
So we are going to support more and more. We can take one thing as an example. Will be the billing software.
Billing software.
Billing software we get. I guess it's like very different from places to places because different area you have different taxes calculation. You have different rules, right? Different, let's say, the rate of your tax and everything. So it's really localized.
It's really localized. So we want to invest on making our system more acceptable, more integratable in your local market.
Sure. So if you, let's say, think something in your local that's very popular and that's very needed, please let us know that. The billing software is quite a good example.
It's an example. Okay. It requires a high level of communication, but we are open.
Sure.
We're open to use.
Sure. So this is the one. And then, well, I guess last but not least, since you are all of our partners today, we also would like to share some updates about our partner portal to you. What's the plan for our partner portal?
Yeah, well, the thing is, guys, you probably already see the rebate, right?
Yeah.
And of course, we're going to have price calculator.
Well, which can be really convenient for you to maybe do the quotation or to let's say, pay for the bill or the license, calculate the price of that.
Yeah. We will have way more things going on our partner portal to make it easier for you to, to do your business on our platform.
Sure. So we will try our best to provide you better experience.
Yeah.
A very straightforward interface, and you will have more intelligent way to manage all your transactions, orders with Yaestar. So this is our plan.
More resources.
Yeah, more resources. That means the leads management.
Yeah.
We will see what we can do for you. So we really focus on your experience a lot.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, I guess that's the update we would like to share with you for today. And also, of course, the roadmap, what's our plan in our next step. Let's make a wrap up about this session.
Yeah. Okay. So we've talked about our, the current version, right? And we do have big plans for the future because every movement we made are well planned. They are database. We have our own reason, and we share with you our reason for those. So you guys know exactly what we're thinking, what we're trying to do. So contact center, right? We're trying to create more opportunities in local market with big projects, of course, and of course we're exploring AIs, and we're trying to create better platforms for you with our partner portal.
Yeah. So we really hope you guys enjoyed this one and clearly
but we're not over yet.
Yeah, what's happening with Yaestar and what's the next step of Yaestar. So as we promised, we've prepared a lucky draw session at the end. But before that, we have another, very exciting ceremony.
That will be Yaes Award 2023 with
Jason. Yeah. So
just in case you guys wonder, hey, where's Jason?
Okay, so in the next session, we will hand it over to Jason, who will host the ceremony of Yaes Award 2023. But after that, you will see us again.
You get back to us for a lucky draw.
Sure. So now you can either wait for the redirecting of the next session, or you can click the link in the chat panel to redirect to the next session.
Yeah.
Right. Jason, we will see you guys there.
See you guys in the lucky draw.
Sure.